Okay. Um, then let's get to the main topic of today, which is the bounty program. The bounty program, which is to build a game system based on the trading of dairy futures, right? The trading of dairy futures and options is what I showed you just now, right? Just now I did 2 trades of the futures, and I also show you the interface of doing trades for the options. But the actions are actually quite similar. And so this bounty program is to develop a game system with its front end, meaning the basic part, the major thing that you're going to do is the front end. You will need to come up with a front end that is on top of our trading smart contracts. So you take our smart contracts, the trading pool, as the back end of your game system, but you build a front end on top of that. I'm not sure if that explained this clear. So example. All right. So this front end could be a battle scenario. Well, it doesn't have to be, okay? This is just for example's sake. It doesn't have to be, but I just take the battles, some battling game as an example. So this front end could be, you build a battle scenario where, let's say there are 2 sides in the battle. They're attacking each other and defending themselves with their some attack actions. And so right now, I just show you what I did, my interactions with our smart contracts. But I did this in the financial context, right? So every actions that I did has a financial meaning, but that is up to me explaining what I did as a financial action, right? So I take that action. I bought a long position of Bitcoin. I explain that action in a financial context. So that is up to my interpretation, right? But you can actually interpret that in whatever way you want. It doesn't have to be the financial context, right? And but here we are especially interested in the gaming interpretation. Okay, so here is some example that we put here. We made example here, still using this battle scenario. We just need to build this mapping relationship, so from the financial scenario, financial context, to a battle game scenario, right? So, for example, I just mentioned there are traders. For example, I was a trader. Just now when I did the trades, right? I was a trader. So there are traders in this financial scenario. You can map that into the roles or the characters of the game, right? So there will be good people, good guys, bad guy in that game, right? Which is It's a mapping of the traders of the financial system. And then just now I showed you the trading actions, right? For example, I just longed Bitcoin futures, and then I did a short of Bitcoin futures, and also I showed you the options scenario where you can long or short the options of the Ether, right? That could be mapped into some actions in the game. And of course, there are other actions in our system too. For example, there's this liquidate. That liquidate action can be mapped into some actions in the game too. It could be because liquidation is really about taking some of the position out of the game, right? So this is like if there's a battling game, so a liquidation would be like KO somebody out of the game, sort of like that. So yeah, you can just use your imagination. And there are balances in my margin account, right? And in the financial context, is interpreted as balance. How much money you have in your account. That's what balance means. But in the gaming scenario, we can interpret that as, say, blood. How much blood your row has, or it doesn't have to be blood, but whatever value measuring the row's vitality, right? But usually I think this is called blood, but it could be something else. And in the financial context, if I deposit margin, I'm increasing the balance of my margin account, right? But I can also take out margin, meaning I'm decreasing the balance of my margin account. And if you map that action into the gaming scenario, that would mean like add blood, right? So, well, this is not like in the reality, you cannot really add blood to yourself, but in the gaming scenario, in a lot of games, and you can actually add blood to the characters or to the row, right? And okay, so forced liquidation. So just now I showed you the function to how to liquidate some position. That is by calling the liquidate function, right? Which I just showed you, and that can be like mapped into like kill some character from the game, or whatever way, wipe out somebody or kicking somebody off from the game. So that sort of mapping, right? And for any game system would need some random factor, right? Like some randomly some of the for example, some of the NPC show up somewhere, or your score, you gain some score due to some random bonus or something, things like that. So anyway, you need some random factor in your game, right? Usually you need some random factor in the game, and there's a very natural random factor in the financial context, which is the market fluctuation, right? The price fluctuation of Bitcoin, the price goes up and down of Ethereum, and all the other trading symbols that I just showed you, the Xfinity, Mobox, Sand, Addis, whatever. So all of those prices, that's sort of random. Well, if you don't really look into what's happening with those projects, so those prices are kind of external random information, random factor to this financial system, right? So they could be the random, the stochastic, the random factor that's driving the game. Just like every game would need this. So actually this is not whatever I just described here. The mapping from the traders, the roles of the game, the trading actions to like from forced liquidation to kill. All these mappings are just to make examples. You don't have to stick with this. All right, you can just come up with your own mapping logic, mapping whatever that is that whatever that takes place here to whatever actions or roles in your game, as long as it makes sense, as long as it follows the same logic, so that this can be mapped, right? So the ultimately the thing is, you only build a front end which you interpret what's happening in Deri's trading pool in your own way, and that is interpreted in your gaming context. And as long as it makes sense, it's good, right? And of course, we want this to be interesting, right? It's not. Of course, the trading system is can attract people for financial purpose, right? They want to make money, they want to make bets, or they want to hedge their risk. They come to the interface that I just showed you, the Deri trading interface for financial purpose. But what do we want here in the game? The gaming scenario is we want this to be interesting, so that people come to here. They're not here try to well, they could make money here, but the primary purpose they come here is not to make money, but they come here to have fun, to enjoy the game, things like that, right? And of course, this must be Web3 based, because every action, just now I showed you, every trade that we did, we need to confirm on that MetaMask, right? That means it is Web3 based. We need to confirm every action that we do here. So for that game, is same thing, same deal. Every action the players take is gonna confirm through that MetaMask. So I think I've probably explained it all, what we trying to do here for this bounty program. And how are we gonna proceed? Any questions? Hi, Chris.
Hi. Yeah. So let me check the YouTube and the chat room to see if there are any questions coming. Yeah, actually there are. So the first question will be, will the team offer a white and dark version on the trading panel?
Offer what? Sorry, what version? Because
like,
sorry, because I cannot see because I'm not at the YouTube page.
Yeah.
What version? Can you just copy? Maybe you can just copy that and
Sure.
into this chat room here.
Here. This is the
Any
one.
Offer a white dark version?
I think it's just like light and dark version, just like iPhone.
Oh, okay. So
yeah.
I guess this question is not really about the bounty program here. It's about the UI of our website, right? Yeah, that's a good question. Actually, that's a good suggestion. I'm gonna talk to the UI team to see whether. Yeah, I know a lot of websites do offer two versions of the, like one is white, lighter, the other is dark. Right now, we only offer dark, right? Yeah, so that's a very good suggestion. I will forward that to the UI team.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, and for specifically for the bounty program, I think maybe what about the amounts for bounty price?
Oh, we actually have we put it here. It's we'll start with 3,000.
Okay. Yeah.
Actually, that's already locked in the smart contract, in the smart contract on this Polygon chain. If you go to the Harker link, follow this hash, this transaction hash, you will see so this amount has already been deposited.
Okay, sounds great. Yeah, I don't see more questions coming up about the bounty program, but I think there's another questions about the UI UX design part. Do you want to check it?
Yeah, please. Can you forward it?
Yeah.
Any intents to show live trading book on the trading panel so people get more feeling of a trading exchange. Currently, it's more static and the traders might miss this. Well, the thing is, by a live trading book, I assume he or she is talking about like the order book, like you will have like how many orders hanging on what price level, right? So that sort of thing. But that is really for the order book based trading paradigm, which is not something that we have here for AMM. Deri protocol is an AMM based trading paradigm. That being said, you usually what people want from the so-called live trading book is to understand what kind of a slippage you would have you would take a trade, right? So let's say you place an order of 1 Bitcoin, or you place an order of 10 Bitcoin, or you place an order of like 100 Bitcoins. You would have very different slippage, meaning you would have very different trading prices. But actually, we already have that information here. Even though we don't have, even though it's not a order book based. It's an AMM based trading. But if you go to our the trading panel, if you input whatever trading volume you want to trade in that input box there, you will see an estimated trade price, which would be your trade price. And that's what, because you don't really care about the trading book. What do you really want from that trading book is to figure out what your slippage would be, or what your trade price would be, and you get that information from our panel. So I think you already have what you need.
Yeah. Okay. Sounds great. And for yeah, I don't see much questions coming up. And
I'm a little disappointed that people are people not really interested. I mean, this Banny, to me, this Banny program is very interesting, right? It's built a game system on top of the Deri trading. Well, I'm glad people are interested in the Deri protocol itself, but meanwhile, I would like people to also be interested in this Banty program too. I think it's a very interesting one.
Yeah, absolutely, it's like a very fresh experience for both of the designer and the user, right? For this bounty program, if it got to succeed.
I think so. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Then I think that'll be it for today. For those developers who has interest in this bounty program, definitely go check out there on HackerLink. And also this bounty program has a very good price for people who can handle it, right?